The universe is incredibly vast and appears to have many planets that could support life, possibly in the billions. If an advanced society had the technology to travel between stars, even at just 0.1% of the speed of light, they could potentially spread across our galaxy in about 100 million years. That might sound like a long time, but considering the Milky Way has been around for billions of years, it's not that lengthy in the grand scheme of things. So, theoretically, any spacefaring civilization should have been able to cover large portions of the galaxy by now. But here's the catch. Despite all this potential for life and advanced civilizations, we haven't seen or heard anything from them. It's as if the universe is eerily silent, devoid of any signs of extraterrestrial life. This is known as the Fermi paradox, a topic we've explored more in depth in other videos. Faced with this mysterious emptiness in the universe, humanity is stuck in a dilemma. We're itching to know if we're alone in the Milky Way. We want to reach out and make contact with any potential cosmic neighbors, but that might not be such a great idea. Because, just maybe, the universe isn't empty at all. Perhaps it's teeming with civilizations, but they're keeping to themselves, hiding for some reason. It's even possible that those civilizations that once drew attention in the past met a grim fate at the hands of some unknown threat, like invisible cosmic arrows. This is known as the dark forest solution to the Fermi paradox. Now think of it this way. Picture a hunter waking up in a dark, foggy forest. He's been patiently waiting for something interesting to happen, but night after night, it's all quiet. He considers calling out to see if there are others like him out there, but then he hesitates. What if those potential others are just like him, seeking survival, resources, and growth? And what if they see him as competition? In the world of life, competition is the name of the game. Species that are best at surviving and getting what they need tend to thrive. Our own human history shows that we're pretty good at it, often at the expense of other species. We've evolved from inventive, competitive, expansionist creatures with a knack for grabbing resources. This competitive drive helped us become the dominant species on our planet. Today, most other animals are at our mercy, and we inadvertently wipe out about a dozen species every day simply because of how we operate. But we're more than just individuals. We form cultures that compete with each other. Competitive and expansionist cultures tend to spread farther and faster, sometimes merging with or subduing others in the process. Looking back at our history, it becomes evident that we can be a danger, not just to others, but also to ourselves. Our inherent human nature has led us to conquer every corner of our planet, and now we're eyeing the stars, both to expand our domain and secure more resources. In doing so, we might stumble upon other civilizations with similar ambitions. It's logical to assume that the competition for resources and survival isn't unique to Earth. So, if an alien civilization managed to dominate their own planet, they might share some similarities with us, including the potential for danger. Here's the deal. Imagine you're a hunter creeping through a dark forest all by yourself. You can't help but wonder if there are other hunters like you lurking out there. Problem is, you have no clue about their intentions. Are they friendly or looking to cause trouble? You're well aware that you'd do whatever it takes to survive, and you have to assume they'd do the same. Now picture this. If you stumble upon another hunter, the one who shoots first might be the one who lives to see another day. That doesn't mean conflict is inevitable, though. Strangely enough, our world's progress seems to have made us less violent, not more. Maybe the same goes for other civilizations out there. As they advance, they might become less prone to conflict. But here's the kicker. When we eventually meet other cosmic folks out there among the stars, we won't have a crystal ball to figure out who's friendly and who's not. They might not trust our intentions, even if we swear up and down that we come in peace. To make things even trickier, if we do stumble upon another civilization, and they stumble upon us, it's not like we can have a quick chat. We're talking light years of distance between us, which means years of waiting for messages to travel back and forth. And here's where it gets really dicey. The rate at which technology is advancing is mind-boggling. Just a few centuries or even decades can turn a fair fight into a total massacre. Think about it. Caesar's legions would have been no match for Napoleon's army with their cannons and muskets, and those guys would have been obliterated by the artillery of World War I. Fast forward to today, and we're talking about drones and guided missiles. that can wipe out entire armies. So, not only could different civilizations have wildly different levels of technological prowess, but by the time we detect another civilization and say hello, we might already be light years behind in terms of technology. And here's the real kicker. When it comes to interstellar conflict, things get even messier. If your opponent is light years away, sending an invasion force takes so long that by the time it arrives, it might as well be ancient history. So war between civilizations in space might boil down to wiping out the other side to eliminate a potential threat. Someone might be so scared of you that they attack at the first chance they get. In this scenario, the only way to guarantee victory is to strike so hard and fast that the other side has no shot at survival, no time to fight back, and no chance to seek revenge down the road. It's the highest stakes game with absolutely zero room for mistakes. Let's imagine something for a moment. Most civilizations out there probably live on planets, right? Well, that makes them pretty vulnerable. You could wreak havoc by just throwing a massive object at their planet, rendering it uninhabitable. The ultimate planet killer would likely be a relativistic kill vehicle, which is essentially a missile fired at a planet at a super high fraction of the speed of light. For instance, a missile the size of a person going at 95% the speed of light carries as much energy as all the nuclear bombs on Earth combined. So, if you launched a few dozen of these at a civilization you wanted to wipe out, your odds of success would be pretty darn high. Even just one hit would be enough. Now, this may sound a bit crazy, but it's not entirely implausible. A civilization just a bit more advanced than us on the Kardashev scale could have enough energy to send multiple strikes against any planet they suspect of harboring life. What makes these weapons so menacing is that they heavily favor a first strike. They're so fast that once they're launched, it might be nearly impossible to defend against them effectively. So conflicts between civilizations might not drag on. They could be quick winner-takes-all scenarios, with the first one to shoot coming out on top. This essentially makes any civilization a potential threat to any other. So, you might wonder, should we be worried? Well, for now, it's unlikely that anyone out there has noticed us yet. The radio signals we've been beaming out for the last century or so have only traveled a relatively short distance and have probably turned into unreadable noise by now. At our current level of technology, as long as we don't actively try to attract attention, and no one specifically looks at our not-so-special solar system, we'll likely remain hidden. However, the day will come when we venture further into space, and we'll need to grapple with these questions once again. Right now, we don't know if there are others out there, or if we're navigating the cosmic forest all alone, and we have no surefire way of finding out. For the time being, the best we can do is be cautious and listen carefully. Even if we do spot someone stepping into the cosmic clearing and making themselves known, we shouldn't rush to respond. Instead, we should cautiously observe from the shadows. Perhaps we're looking at the universe all wrong, letting our primitive brains, shaped by the harsh competition of life, conjure up fears of hostile aliens. Maybe our approach is a sign that we haven't fully matured as a species. It's possible that a friendly and welcoming community of alien civilizations is out there, waiting for us to be ready to join them. For now, here's the good news. We don't need to do a whole lot. We just need to be mindful of the signals we send out into the galaxy, keep an eye on the skies, and learn more about our vast cosmic forest. Whether our cosmic forest is fraught with dangers, filled with friends, or completely empty, only careful observation can reveal the truth. So that's what we should focus on doing. And as the story goes, our hunter finally reaches a clearing and finds a comfortable spot. As the sun slowly dissipates the fog, he's lost in thought, admiring the surroundings, until suddenly, he locks eyes with another hunter, frozen in fear, just like himself. His mind races, considering all the options. Finally, he takes a deep breath and makes a decision. Perhaps the only way out of the dark forest is to step into the clearing together.